protagonist, a man looking for a new apartment. After a long search, he finds an affordable place in an old, slightly run-down building. The landlord warns him of one thing: never open the door at the end of the hallway. The warning feels unnecessary, but strange. For the first few days, the man avoids the door as the landlord instructed. But the door seems to draw him in, almost calling to him. He begins to hear faint noises coming from the other side, like whispers or shuffling. Curiosity starts to get the better of him. One night, unable to resist any longer, the man opens the door. What he sees inside is unexpected. A small, empty room with no windows, just bare walls. The room feels wrong, unnaturally quiet and cold, but harmless at first glance. The man steps inside the room, curious, but when he tries to leave, the door is gone. The room begins to stretch, elongating unnaturally. What was once a small space now seems to extend endlessly, the walls receding into darkness. Panic sets in. As the man wanders through the unending room, he starts to see strange things. Furniture appears in impossible places, covered in dust and cobwebs. Faint, ghostly figures move in the distance. He begins to hear whispers and sees flashes of past tenants who made the same mistake. Soon the whispers become voices, and he feels a presence, something dark and malevolent. The room feels alive, twisting and shifting to trap him. The air grows colder, and strange symbols begin to appear on the walls, glowing faintly. He realizes he's not alone. The man's mind begins to fray as the room's influence seeps into him. He starts to see and hear things that aren't real, his own reflection speaking to him, telling him he'll never escape. The room is now controlling him, filling his thoughts with dark, violent impulses. Days turn into weeks, though time has no meaning in the unending room. The man grows weaker, his mind deteriorating as he becomes a puppet to the room's dark force. The voices grow louder, urging him to commit terrible acts. He fights to maintain control, but he is losing. Just as the man is about to give in completely, a strange figure appears. An exorcist who had heard of the room's curse. The exorcist explains that the room feeds on fear and weakness, and that the only way to break its hold is through an intense exorcism ritual. The exorcist begins the ritual, chanting prayers and casting holy water across the room. The room reacts violently, with the walls shaking and shadows growing larger. The man writhes on the floor as the dark presence inside him fights back, resisting the exorcism. After a fierce battle, the exorcist succeeds in weakening the room's hold. The walls begin to collapse inward, the endless space shrinking back to its original size. The dark presence is cast out, leaving the man lying on the floor, exhausted but free. The man is freed from the room's grasp, but the exorcist warns that the room still holds power. The door at the end of the hallway must remain closed, for if it's opened again, the curse will return, waiting for its next victim.